What's today? It's the 25th. Is this day number 49B of the 99 Days of Christmas? You can bank that. Cold opens. What's this cold open? It's the attention getter of how many times have you met a new friend ever? How many efforts have you made to say hi to females as a heterosexual male? How do you attempt cold opens? Do you have negative language and programming? How excited are you in tonight being Saturday night? How excited are you? 1 to 30. 15. 15 on a scale of 1 to 10. There's two meanings to cold open. One is a comedy TV show where you get in late and you have a first iterative laugh. That's a cold open. And so writers are needing to drive attention for cold opens. The other meaning for cold open is, can you say hi to people that are in the bar or nightclub where we have not yet met those people? Is this going to be some bullet points for winning at a nightclub? Yes. Body language, stepping into the area and then reading instead of being so between your own ears for what you think might be negative or what you think might happen, where we can just win on trying. There are 7 cuts required to chop down an apple tree. What if there were a way to just hold an axe to chop down the apple tree? Because Saturday night, it's not just, oh, I'm going to fail, try again. No, it's just holding the axe. The axe being that you're willing to try to cold open, and the chops at the apple tree are meant for us to be aware of this dynamic, which is, if you're even trying to say hi to people that you don't know right now, you're massively rewarded to the point where it's like playing the game on easy mode. Are we able to spend Saturday night doing 5 milliseconds of being uncomfortable? How so? Which is, currently your friend group is us, right? I'm your friend. We together, while we're being separate, we can say hi to more new friends in circles. Do we want to try to talk to the loner in the corner? We can, because then we'd be helpful. But also, what we should do is find people who seem way more popular than us in the restaurant or bar. And that's incredibly counterintuitive, because you'd think that the person who's alone is going to be more open. But it turns out it's the people who are social that incentivize them to be even more social and accepting of other people's temporary lack of friends. And when I laugh at that, that's because everyone's kind of lacking friends right now. Hi, how are you? Welcome to this interaction of who's excited to go out on Saturday night. Larry, I'm Larry Chang, by the way. Larry, what's your best pickup line? You seem like you do a really good job with this. Well, thank you, but it turns out all I do is walk up to people and say, hi. That's it. And just pausing and listening. No, not interested, says unattractive people. Thought you guys were fun. Boy, was I wrong. Just by attempting, just by pretending to not give a scratch, we can then win at networking. Well, I don't understand your question. Or texts. Cold opens. Approach. Key opener is not something incredibly witty and genius. It's just simply, hey, I want to come over and say hi. And you're looking for time extensions, like it's a video game where we just want 19 seconds, where they're not initially just saying no, but if they are saying no, we just move right along. Time extensions. Oh, what's your name? That's 40-second time extension. Oh, we don't know you, but well, hi, I like your hat. That's a 40-second time extension. What is your name? That is a almost 1 minute time extension. And then our goal is to stay 40 seconds to 3 minutes. And then exit strategy, where we say, I really enjoyed saying hi to you. I'm going to go back to my friends. I'll be right back. And what you're doing is you now have an exit strategy for leaving on your own terms versus kind of getting kicked out or overstaying your welcome. And what you're doing in that video game is you're marinating. You're marinating you like your meat that's getting ready to get cooked. And when absence makes the heart grow fonder. What if you fail? You actually want to fail, because then you just keep breathing and you're like, okay, Larry Chang told me to not panic, so I'm going to not panic. And then when you don't panic, people are like, oh my God, I want to hang out with that person because that person's social and cool. There's two types of people at a party or restaurant, two types of people in a room: guests and hosts. So if you're a host, you say hi to everybody. If you're a guest, you complain and you whine and you try to out alpha the host. Oh, this food's not very good. Oh, the people aren't so like good looking. Blah, blah, blah. We want to temperature check when we go in to say hi, where we're just trying to read body language. And are we waiting for eye contact? Hey, come hither. We are not waiting. We are just going up to say hi. The terms that we want to use include being able to not yard sale when things get slightly difficult. We don't want to do that because we want to have a slightly higher EQ, a slightly higher emotional quotient. Cold opens. Have you done any this year? Have you done something this weekend that scares you? Have you tried to say hi to people, guys or girls, preferably really hot girls that seem like they'd be totally cocky, but actually have no cock and are not that confident and super accepting of new people going up to say hi? Is there a model for it where now they're going to be like, hey, buy me something to drink? Do you have a countermeasure for that? I do, which is, oh, we're at a bar. You're here to say hi. Will you buy us a drink? And then your response is, oh my gosh, a drink right now would be so delicious. A drink would be so delicious. What kind of drinks do you guys like to drink? Because a drink right now would just be so delicious. And then they're going to be like, are you making fun of us? Yeah. If within 3 minutes of our new friendship, you're like asking me to buy you stuff like alcohol, like that's not cool. But you can't be like, no, I'm not going to buy you a drink. What am I, a piggy bank? No, that's kind of not great. But if they're like, hey, we're kind of thirsty. Do you want to buy us a drink and be a gentleman and guilt you into buying you something to drink? And then you launch immediately into what? Countermeasures for mooch-orific as I disconnect my corded microphone. Countermeasures for pre-gaming. Hey, Oriental cowboy, Asian cowboy, buy me a drink. A drink right now would be delicious. What do you normally drink? Oh, let me guess. Let me guess. Red Bull and vodka because you woke up at 11:30 a.m. and right now it's not even 9 p.m. and you're already tired because you're low energy. Is that your drink? Red Bull and vodka? Oh my gosh. That drink, whatever she says the drink is, that would be so delicious. That would be so delicious. Or if I'm flying, you're buying. Meaning if you want me to go fight to get to the front of that bartending line, you're going to need to give me your credit card. Stop talking and just hold out your hand. No, you're going to have to go buy it. Wait a minute. So in this new relationship, you want me to fly and buy? Is this how you are in relationships? I bet you're single. Are you single? Because you sound kind of selfish and self-absorbed. Is that you? What are you doing there? You're playfully calling him or her out, usually her. You're playfully calling her out, and then now, who are you? You actually stand up for yourself, whereas VCs and women cannot rank who's an alpha and who's not Chad and who's not Tyrone, or who is Tyrone and who is Chad. Like, those things are actually incredibly difficult to determine, which is why if you got a little bit of game, we are turning cold opens into a video game, which is why I'm so excited about pre-gaming on Saturday night. What kind of questions do you guys have? Are you guys going on Saturday night? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if it's still Saturday night where you live. In the United States, it's not even 7 o'clock. It's 6:30. Who's in Texas? Who's in Texas? For some reason, I get a ton of people from Texas. Dance floor. January is when people are trying to get new relationships up and going. Are we going to be the beneficiary of people's social lubricant? Oh, yeah. Are you thinking about not drinking in January? Smart. If you're able to say hi to strangers without any liquid courage, you become supernatural. You become a superhero doing supernatural things, which is your brain firing off amazing chemical even though you're not drinking. In fact, your brain fires off even better chemical when you're not drinking. Chapter 13 and chapter 12, Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural, the pineal gland, where if you're able to go out on Saturday night and then say no to drinking, I sound like a commercial, say no to drugs, but also definitely say no to drinking and then ask for drinks. Oh my gosh, that drink looks really good. And then be careful when girls try to roofie you up because they'll be like, would you like a sip? Would you like a sip? Would you like a sip? You didn't roofie your own drink, did you? Because that would not be cool. No, I would never do that. Although, meow, meow, meow. how to work a room, how to network with people that you haven't met yet on Saturday night. Not pickup artistry, it's video gaming, new relationships in restaurants, bars, and nightclubs where we previously have not won, but now we get a taste of winning by doing what? Let's go over some bullet pointed items that we can do. One, we want to embrace the room and say hi to 5 people. It doesn't matter who those people are. We're just trying to say hi to 5 people that we don't already know. 2, we want to connect people to other people. Now, sometimes they'll be thankless, but that's okay because we're trying to err on the side of being a host versus a guest in the facility. Furniture. We don't want to rearrange furniture just to rearrange furniture, but if there's a chair or a table that can be maneuvered, we definitely want to show high EQ by solving a problem that's in the room. Another bullet point, which is for us to realize that this whole thing Saturday night is just play. We're playfully interacting with people. So there's really no way to fail. And if normally you say, oh, that sounds creepy to do, or I don't want to come across being negative, maybe police your own language with this realization, which is you're not saying hi to new people, and your shyness is actually a jerk move because you're beautiful, you're attractive, and you should be putting yourself out in front of new people. And so when we, as tall, hot people, are reserved, now what we're doing is we're skewing people's opinion of us and then maybe ruining how they think of Miami. Maybe not giving people a great impression of Austin. Maybe they're going to view Silicon Valley as not good because they're like, I met not any new people and people weren't very nice, because guests tend to just be paralyzed from hoping that somebody will facilitate the conversation. Next bullet point, practicing motivational listening and asking simple questions, not, hey, what do you do? Asking a simple question of, hey, what did you do earlier? Oh, do you like to go to book club? How often do you go to the library? You said you hiked on this trail. How often do you do that? Do you do that 6 days a week? What do you do to recuperate? Do you do cold plunge? Do you expansion on a prior? And then this is a Jedi move in vagina administration, which is when people say something, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that would be really good for my next event. And then you write down archipelagos or penguin as a theme or whatever thing that she said, books. Oh, okay, book club. Well, and then when you write something down, people are going to be like, oh my God, is this a business meeting? Are you taking notes? And then that's also a way to pull phone numbers, because you can ask for phone numbers to be input into phones, or better yet, you don't input the phone number using the beta mail hand over the phone. Oh, here's my phone. Here's my phone. Will you punch in your number? Will you punch in your number? Blah. This is what I like. Just tell me your number. I'll write it down. Just tell me your number. The other thing is, when you collect phone numbers, how many times are you going to get phone numbers that end up not converting to a future meetup? And so whether you're meeting Korean people or South Korean people, then you end up with phone numbers of Grace from last night that are in your phone, where you're like, hey, Did I make out with your friend Amy? How Korean are these names? Super Korean. Super Korean. Which is why sometimes we don't even want to collect the phone number. We just want to ask for their Google, their GCal, their Gmail calendar. Where you're like, what are you doing Wednesday? What do you usually do on Wednesdays? What are you thinking about as far as ways to uh, get more active? What kind of New Year's resolutions have you been doing? How many times have you met with and hung out with new friends that you meet in over sushi? Do you cook? Have you practiced cooking? What was the last meal that you made? And so you're getting to know people, but you're playfully learning and you're practicing listening. And is this page 37 of Four Steps to the Epiphany, which is talk to users? Yes, because a lot of times people are talking to people and they don't want to be there. Because remember, if 6 women in that restaurant or nightclub or bar, if 6 women like you, the entire room tips. There's a tipping point. Is this like Malcolm Baldrige tipping point? Kind of. It's more like a how to work the room litmus test where if 6 people begin to advocate for you, now you can do and say hi to whomever you want. And that's the difficulty of working a room and saying hi to strangers is you're going to have to say kind of hi to everybody. But if you genuinely like people, then the task becomes so easy. And then you'll get men who are like, man, everybody likes that person. I hate that guy. Thank you for chiming in and getting me to read my dark screen in a dark room that is trying to be not only funny but also semi-educational. Let's keep going with bullet points. The last bullet point, which is get 6 people to advocate your you to sell you, because there's a secret sisterhood of people that once they believe a thing, the entire room shifts. It's like pushing a snowball down the hill. It's like carrying a book into a bar. Oh my God. You're welcome. Say thank you, because this is about to be amazing. Taking a book into a bar helps you win because now everybody's literally going to talk to you because they're going to be like, oh my God, you read? And you're like, yes, I actually do read. And it's amazing. Good job editing that one video to win at your editing and getting yourself off of 0. Right underneath my chin is the remix button, and you're remixing one thing, which is pre-gaming Saturday nights, or today as day 49B of the 99 Days of Christmas. And so expansion on a prior was the earlier live session, and that's also comedic callbacks, which is pre-gaming. Is pre-gaming kind of like prompting within artificial intelligence? Oh yeah. And once you see that pre-gaming is just like PQRST is just like prompting for engineering, now you realize that when you go out Saturday night and you say hi to strangers, you're hacking the artificial intelligence algorithm by turning life into a video game. Is this the time-space continuum of this reality for us, for you, Kevon Edits? Definitely, because now we can literally remix our lives by choosing what we want to do on Saturday night, choosing to win. winning because it's got a momentum to it where how fun is it that we can win anywhere, wherever we go, without needing to have a big budget to buy drinks, having a big budget to host parties, having wealth just because we're able to network with seasoned executives that we have not previously met. Where do you see how these things are a cascade? It's a snowball. It's pushing using gravity, but by initially trying to get off of zero, initially trying to not just stay at zero. So because we're not staying at zero, we then get people that help us win. Because networking and cold calling executives is so similar to a cold open. And then when we practice these cold opens, we get great at work because what is work? It's distributing the company's goods and services that are currently sitting idle. It's not doing internal deliverables, which is talking inside your own company, talking to family members that you already know, talking to your friends who you went there with, where you're just talking in a super tight little circle. Is that what you're doing when you're doing external deliverables by talking to groups of 4, 5, or 6 women? Yes, you're looking for them to be in a tight huddle so that way you can add entertainment to their evening. It's been terrific spending time with you talking about cold opens and pre-gaming Saturday night. I hope this video serves you well as a bookmark for when you are feeling adventurous and social and wanting to reach out to strangers in nightclubs, bars, and restaurants that you previously have not said hi to. It's been great spending time with you.